Hello, beautiful beings. In this episode, we are going to give an old address book a new makeover, and I'm going to use it for all my grandkids' birthday dates, passwords for websites, and of course, phone numbers. Welcome back, beautiful beings. This belonged to my mom. She's crossed over. Okay. I think it's a Christmas pattern because of the poinsettias, but I've been using it ever since she crossed over, and I think it was 2002. Okay, but I want to give it a makeover, okay, because it's badly needs one, okay, and because of the personal information that's in here, I'll flip it open and cover that up, and then we'll continue, okay. But I also want to show you, I'm using this paper from Walmart. It's really thin, okay, but it's gonna work, okay. But I want to show you what I did. So I'm going to open this up, and it does have a line up here at the top. So if you're using anything that has a line, make sure you cut that off. Okay, beautiful things. This is the middle of the book. Again, I'm just trying to show you without showing you my personal information. All right, it's in the middle of the book. See the sewing mark? There's a sewing mark. Okay, in the middle of the book. Okay. All right, this book has 12 pieces for the inside, okay? These flip pages right here, there's 12 of them, okay? So altogether, it makes 24 flip pages, okay? I hope I'm not confusing you, because I can't show you my personal information. So there's 12 flip pages plus one more, which makes 13 for the backdrop, okay? It'll get clearer as I go once I rip this out. But I wanted to show you that sewing part before I rip the pages out, okay? And I'm going to do that now. Okay, I got those put down. I'm going to set this on top so those don't move. Let's hide my personal information again. Here is a gap right here. I'm going to cut up here, right alongside where the sew mark is, but not on the sew mark, just beside it, so we can remove this part of the book. Okay, like that. Now I'm going to flip it over. This is really hard to do, beautiful beings. Trying to cover up my personal information. But anyway, I'm going to flip it over. Okay, we just cut this side up. Okay, we did this side. Now I'm going to flip it over, okay? And now I'm going to cut this side, okay? I'm going to turn it a little bit. And again, there's a gap because they did not sew the middle where the sew mark is. Okay. They just sewed the two sides down and skipped the part where the sewing is. So I'll show you that when we put the new one in. Okay, beautiful beings. They had a flat piece laying down, and they skipped the spine area. They did not glue it. They just glued this piece down and this piece down, okay? So I'm going to trim this up. Okay, I'll show you what it looks like. There's the spine, okay? They did not sew that part down. Here's the spine, and they did not glue that part down. That's very important. Do not glue that part down. I'm just going to cut the excess off of the book, so it doesn't get in our way. Of course, it's going to give me a hard time. And I'm going to cut this excess part off, okay? There we go. So now it looks like this. And just to reinforce it, I got some tape. I'm just going to put some tape down, just to enforce it. And I'm going to wrap it around like this, both sides. And I decided to do it one more time. I'm just going to flip that around. Okay, so it looks like that on that side. on this side. Looks like that. I am using this from Walmart. Okay, it's really thin paper. Let me show you. Thin paper. Like, it's maybe a tad thicker than copy paper. Okay. I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to measure a piece for inside. This piece I'm doing is going to be the part that you glue down here and here. Okay, but not here. Okay. So let's just measure this. I'm going to go so where the line is. So if you have a line, make sure you cut that part off. So I'm just going to draw a pencil mark up here so I know. And then I'm going to go out a little bit past here. Just a little bit. And like that. So the paper fits in there nicely. I'm going to move that back up on my pencil mark. And then I'm going to draw a line here. And I'm going to draw a line here. Just so I know where to cut. Okay. Now get my cutter. And put it where the line was that I drew at the top. Right there. And I'm going to cut that out. Then I'm going to turn it to the bottom. Right. Now I'm going to do the side. I'm not giving you measurements because everybody's book is going to be different. Or if you're making a book, you can make it any size you want. I'm just showing you how I did mine. Now, hopefully, it'll fit. Yes, perfect. Let's see. Yep. I'm not going to glue this in yet, okay? Now, I have 12 pieces of paper. So altogether, if you're doing it my way, if you're gluing them in, you don't have to worry about it, but this is the one I'm going to glue down. Okay, so we'll mark it. Here, I'll mark it on this side. We'll just put it in this way so you aren't confused. That's the one we're going to glue in. Okay, and these are the ones, I have 12 of these. And these are the ones we're going to put in it for our addresses and our passwords and our birthday. Alright. I'm going to see how I got that. Let me zoom in. Alright, see where the papers are? I know it's kind of hard to see. But I don't really want all of them sticking out. So I'm going to mark this right here. Okay? Because once you put them all in together, they're going to see how they separate and they start to come out. And they get thicker out and out and out. They just keep coming out. I'm going to cut it right there. But, and that's just folded where I kept seeing where I want to cut, how much off. Alright, I'm going to put my papers in. I'm going to cut inside that mark. And make sure they're all pushed up tight against the stopper. I'm going to cut them all out. Okay, beautiful beings. I didn't have them cut, so I had to take about another inch off of them. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm marking it. Then I'm going to put them in my cutter and cut them off after they go on top of each other. So I'm going to make sure they're all lined up good. And I think I'm going to cut on the inside of my pencil mark. Okay? I'm going to push all these up. Make sure everything's lined up good. Sorry for the shakiness. Remember, beautiful beings, these are the 12 pages that are going to go into the book, okay? Now I think I got it. So that's going to fold like that, well away from the edge, because they will come out, okay, as you fold. So it looks like that. So they're that much in on both sides. Let's see how the top and bottom is. So it looks like that. Okay? It's all in from the top, the bottom, and the sides. Now I have the 13th page that's going to be glued in underneath one of our 12 pages, and I'm just checking to make sure it goes all the way around the edges, the tops, the bottoms, and the sides. Now I'm just going to position it, leave it where it is, and I'm going to fold it over so I have it positioned where I want with all the 12 papers in the 13th paper that's going to be glued down. Okay, beautiful beings. I'm just trying to find the middle ground of the fold on the 13th piece. So all of the pieces, when I put in the 12 pieces, they all match up good. Okay, and then I'm going to fold all the 12 pieces. I'll do it this way so you can see. I'll put it on the outside of the paper. And that looks good to me. Okay. Now I'm going to make sure the folds are all nice and even to edge to corner to corner. Perfectly lined up, hopefully. Then I'll put them inside of each other and we'll see how they look in the book. Okay, beautiful beings? There's our book cover. Let's see if they look nice in there, and they do. Okay, I'm trying to show you the. Okay, and this is how they will look flat. All right, now if you're making one just from on the fly, you can take your corner punch and punch this part if you made your own cover, and you can take a corner punch and do each corner too, or you can leave it squared like this, or if you don't want to do those either and you have a punch board, you can use your punch board. Okay, this is from We Are Memory Keepers. Okay, I'm going to use this. If you don't have one of these and you have file folders, or you have those little strips that you can just put stuff on the sides, you can use them. Okay, beautiful things. And I'm going to punch tabs into my pages. Different sizes. I'm going to keep like moving them over because there's measurements on the left. And I'm just going to keep moving them over and over and over and over so they all don't go in the same spot. Okay, beautiful beings, so I'm just going to fast forward through this part. Let's see where we're at. Let's cut these off. I'm going to cut all these off real quick. Just to see where we're at. Right, now I'm going to put them together like this. This one's going to go over here. This one's in the middle, so that goes in the middle. I missed one on that one too. So let's round that. I'll just put it over top of that and round it with that. I think I was going too fast. Some of them didn't like cut like they were supposed to, but the card couldn't. The card could have not been like evenly folded together. Also beautiful. And I have another metal, but we'll put that at the end. I have this one right there. And this one goes on the end. Yep. Now where do I want that one? I already got one here, so maybe in the middle. Yeah. Go, and then this one could go in the middle. So we got all those little tabs. And I don't even remember which way this goes. I think it goes this way. It could go this way for all I know. I don't remember. Right, but that don't really matter. So we got this, and it looks good, and they're not sticking out. Again, you can make tabs that do stick out. That would look cute. I should just do a book on that. Yeah, right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this right in the middle, right here, like that. I'll erase my mark. It'll probably just get covered up anyway. But I'm going to position these. Here, let's see if that works. Yes, it does. See that? That one's sticking out a little bit, but that's fine because they're getting pushed up as you put them in. And I'm going to put these where I can closely put them so they're in both sides. So let's do that. Move it over here. Let me get them all lined up here. And then we're going to have to push these in. And I want it right in the middle. See how much more room I got over here? So I'm going to move it over like that a little bit. And then we got about the same amount on both sides. So I'm going to push that in. I'm going to take my paper clip, put that there, check the bottom, make sure it's even, and then put my, they're moving. They're moving, beautiful things. Here, let's put the paper clip on. Then we'll adjust them. They need to go down and they need pushed together. So I'm going to move that down. I think it's easier with the paper clips. Check the sides. Alright, sides are perfect. Okay, it's just these ones. They're moving. So I need to push these in together. Come over here and push these in. Just keep pushing them in until they line up perfectly. There. Move that out a little bit. Make sure that's snug. I'll probably put another one just so it doesn't move on me. And then we're going to check this side. This side's good, pretty much. And I probably should put one on this end. Just like that. Okay? So I pretty much got it right where I want it. And I'm just going to sew right down the middle. And I'll be back, beautiful beings. Okay, beautiful beings, I'm going to take the Mod Podge Maddie. And I'm going to put it all over. You know what? I should like really rip this up. because it's got that coat on it. So I'm going to go like this, just so the Mod Podge sticks to it. Okay. It's got that shiny coat on it. Sorry about the shakiness, but it's a must because of that shiny coat. So yes, I'm ripping it up a little bit, but that will guarantee that it stays down. Okay, that the glue holds it down. And I should have thought of that. I could have done it off camera and then just showed you one, but there's that. Right, now I'm going to take the Mod Podge. Let's put a shadow on it. Here, let me move this. I'll move over here. So I'm just going to take this, do this. Okay. Now I got the big girl out. Elena's tacky glue. And I'm just going to squeeze it on the corners, right on top of the Mod Podge. Mod Podge Maddie again. I'm going to do the sides first. They're going to get wrapped around, so. But I want to make sure this stays down. I don't have no bubbles or nothing. Then I'm going to take a brush and just rub it right in. Turn it over. And at least I have my guide. I'm going to try to center it. It's centered. Just like that. So it's nice and even. Top and bottom. Okay. I'm going to wipe off the excess here. I'm going to push that down, and I'm going to wipe off the excess that's oozing out, and then I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm going to bend it, okay, because I don't want it to rip, and we're going to cover the spine up anyway, okay, so that is sticking out a little bit. I'll probably wait till it dries almost. I mean, not too much, but I want to get these first. And I just want that so it don't rip. So I'm gently just doing that. So it has a little gap. It does have a little gap in there. Can you see it? See that little gap in there in the spine? Because I kept going like this. So there's a little gap in there. That one's too big. We just want a little gap. So I'm going to rub that down again. Again. More concerned with these. I want to see the wrinkles coming. That's good, because that means it's starting to stick. And it's a thin paper. Remember, I mentioned that. It's almost as thin as copy paper, but not quite. And we have that little bubble in there, which we want, but we don't want no bubble on this part. Okay. See if it still bends nicely without ripping. Closed. Alright, it's got a little gap, but that's fine. Okay, that's how that's going to look in there. It's fine. It's fine. Just so it has room to close. Okay. And I hope this works, beautiful beans, because I've never done this before. Again. Alright, and we're going to let that dry. Okay. And that's getting covered up. I know it looks wrinkly, but it gives it room to bend shut. Okay? And we're going to cover it up anyway, so it's fine. Okay? You don't want too much. Okay? Just so it bends nicely. And then you can push it in, because that should stretch. Alright. I'm going to take this and I'm going to score. And I'm tilting it out just a little bit, just so that will bend nicely. Okay. And I want it to, because we're going to wrap it around. I better wait for it to dry, because that glue is there. That's just going to help me bend it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it gently, because I don't want it to rip the paper. Okay? Because there's glue there and it might rip it. But I'm just doing that. So once the glue is dry, it will bend very nicely. Okay? And yeah, this is my invention. So if this don't work out, this is on me. Then I'm going to flip this back and go like this. And then I'm going to leave it after I get the corners and the edges. Okay? But if the video isn't posted, then you'll never know. If it is, you know, it did work. Okay, beautiful beings. I'm gonna let that dry. Okay, beautiful beings, it's all nice and dry. Okay, and I marked it because this goes up. So I remember which side goes up. I'm just gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut the corners like this. Then we're gonna glue the sides down. I'm gonna use Elena's glue. This one don't have a cover. Tacky glue. That one's old. And I'm using Elena's because I want to make sure it stays down. Plenty of glue. That's upside down. Alright, now we're going to fold these in. Make sure they're nice and tight. So I'm just pushing them in, make sure they're in nice and tight. With your napkin. Get glue on your fingers. Alright, I'm going to fold this one up. And I'm going to push it. I'm going to push this first on this side. There we go. If you watched that one video when I was making those little apple pop-outs, I showed you how to make them with the bugs and the ladybugs and the bee and the queen ant. And I told you I wish I had ants. Well, I shouldn't have wished for ants because now I got it. The other day I had ants in my kitchen. Just putting that out there. I was like, really? I didn't mean literally. I wanted sticker ants. I wanted sticker ants for my apple pop-outs. But just thought I'd share that with you because I thought it was funny. But they seem to have gone away. I hope they don't come back. Because I did get a lot of them and I don't like killing ants. It's like, go outside. And I'll leave you alone. Just don't come in my house. Go back to your tribe and tell them not to come in my house, to stay outside, and all is well. You know? They're little black ones. I got herbs growing in my garden window, but I don't think they're after that. I think they're after sugar. And I got my sugar in containers. Just for that reason. Alright, beautiful beings. We're going to let this dry. I'm just double checking to make sure this is tight. And I think we're good. I'm trying not to get glue on that because I want to ink it up, the edges. I'm trying to get all the wrinkles out. See, and I'm getting dry glue on my hands. Where's that napkin? It stuck to my hand. Right. I think that's pretty much good, beautiful beings. Okay, beautiful beings. This is the front, the cover. Okay. I have this piece of paper I want to glue down. And I have this piece of paper I want to glue down. Okay. But I gotta figure out where I'm gonna cut it. So I'm gonna put that right there. I kind of want it up a little bit. Let's turn it over. I kind of like that showing a little bit. I want to go around that with ink. Move it over a little bit. Move that up a little bit. And I think I'm gonna mark it right there. Nope. Down just a little bit more. So what's that gonna cut off? Just that. Okay. And I think I'm just gonna put this on top of it, and it's gonna cut the butterfly off a little bit, but there goes my paper on the floor. But you'll have that. Put it this way. Put it in there. Find the line without putting my head in the way. Right. And that should do it. If I wanted to, I could use these for strips in here on our little tabs. If I can line them up right though. If I did this, I think I can do that. Mark it and put it in that tab puncher. I don't know if I get right on it or not, but I could do that. Which one was that? It's not even half. Alright, that's that way. And then I could go like 2 in, maybe 3 in. And do this one. Here. Mark that. Where did I mark this one? I didn't mark this one. I gotta mark it from here. So that's where I want them to cut. Hopefully I do it right. We'll find out. That needs to go down more. So that one and that one. And then we'll go on this side. And we'll go in. Oh, we got 1, 2, 3. So this one. I don't know if this is going to work, beautiful beings, but we're going to find out. And I'm going to just put it right to that edge. Because this will be to the, if you remember, it's got 2 holes on the left of the tab cutter. That's why I'm putting it there. And then here, I'm going to try to line that up to the right one. And then, how many do we do? 2. We're going in. I don't want to make the small one. I think it's going to be too hard. So I'm going to go with this one. Oh, that's too big. And so this one's probably going to be too big too. Yeah. So I'm just going to go into this one then. They might get mixed around. Depends on how good I got that cut. Okay. If it even turns out. I'm gonna mark that there. There. Alright. Enough of that. I'll do that off camera. Back to these. Alright, so we got the front. Let's see. Yes. Let's see how they fit. I love it because they're not, see, they fit perfectly. Right? But this one's gonna need moved out a little bit because unless I cut this, but let's see. Let's put this where it is. I want this around it, but it's gonna cut the bird off. Unless I just put more on the other side and then just put that down a little bit. It's gonna wrap around. Or I can just put that on the back so I don't have to worry about it and I'll just cover up the clock. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'll put the butterflies on the front. Alright. But first I want to. Okay, beautiful things. I'm gonna go with brushed corridor. I think that's corduroy. Brushed. I'm gonna go with brushed corduroy. I don't know why I have so hard of a time pronouncing words. I really don't. Alright. And I'm gonna go up here. Okay. Along the edges. Just like this. It's just gonna save me time doing it this way, so I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to get the darkness that I want. Right. Flip this over. Oh, I got to cut the other two too. I want just a little bit because I want to put some of these colors in. Because I want these colors like going through my whole journal. A little bit. Now, and I'm trying to stay as close as I can to the edge so I don't waste. And this was pine needle, and I've been using these colors because I colored some papers on this stick in there that I printed off from the computer, because you can look up. Like, you can go on Pinterest and look up free address book pages, and it'll give you, you can go to their sites and stuff and download them and buy them a cup of coffee or whatever. But it was hard for me because I didn't want to waste a bunch of time trying to size it up on my computer. Plus, I'm out of colored ink. I still have to get colored ink for my printer. But I didn't want to sit there and try to size it all up. So the measurements weren't quite right, so I'm still going to put them in my book. So there's that bit of information. But I did ink around them with stencils in these colors. Okay. Alright, now, let's see. Oh, sorry, Kit Kat. She's under the table. I just kicked her. Oh, it's right here. What am I doing? Alright, I want this bird. I'm not going to capture the whole thing. I'm just going to end up cutting the flower off. So I'm going to put this here. And this bird, like this. This is old cardstock. This is like one of the first books I got. And it was dated 2013. Yeah, it was. And then I'm going to cut that out. Sorry for the long videos, beautiful beings, but it is what it is. If you don't watch the whole video, you don't watch it. You're missing out on good stuff. And those of you that are still with me, I appreciate you very, very much. More than you know, beautiful beings. All right. That, I think it went over too much, but that's fine. I'm going to turn it. Put this up so I can see. that there. That is that. That's right on the line. There we go. And then that looks like. So I'm just going to put this against this edge. This. Put that in there. Make sure it's all nice and lined up to the wire. And the bottom of the page. There, back around. I should just cut it off here. Let me just cut it off. Let me just cut it off. There you go. I just had it sideways because it's easier for me to see where the wire in here is to cut. So I'm going to do that again. So it's nice and even. Is that still lined up? There we go. There. There. Both the same size. And that's going to be perfect because this will be on the right and this will be on the left. Okay. These are going inside the book. Nope. Are these too big? Still? Let's see. No, they're fine. They can be a little bigger. They're just a little bit bigger, I think. Yeah. See, just a tiny bit. Because of the inside, where on the outside you can't have them because you can't have them go all the way over. Because of the spine. And I'm going to put something on the spine. So, what we're going to do, like this. Because this is on the right. So I'm just going to put a bunch of Elena's on it, beautiful beings. I'm going to get the big girl out. Okay. We got the big girl out, beautiful beings. I'm afraid to leave this on the side because I made the hole bigger. Right. Line this up. There's the fold. Just enough so the ink shows. Once we got at the top. Not enough. Push it down a little bit. Move it in a little bit. Where's the fold? That's going to hit it. Move it over more. There's the fold. Oh, crap. You know what? I didn't do this right, beautiful things. I missed a step. We have to glue this down first. Okay? We have to glue this in. Which way does this go? I don't think it matters. Alright. I think I'm going to glue it in like this. Okay? I'm glad I caught that. Glad I caught that, beautiful things. And I think I'm going to do one side at a time. I think I want this one. We're going to have to do that side first. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put this down like this. I'm trying not to get close to that because remember, we're not gluing that part down. And I think I did get too close to it. To our stitch. Make sure the corners are good. The ends are good. I'm trying to keep that glue bottle out of your face. Alright. This, like that. And I'm going to push that in because I don't want this part. We want that away from there. Okay. I don't wipe my finger off because I don't want to get glue on anything. Right? So I'm keeping like, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch away from that because that part can't be glued down. I'm going to fold this over and then we're going to line this up. But I got to make sure that's sitting in the fold. No, it needs to move down. And it's totally crooked. So I'm going to adjust that. Make sure that's in the fold, the sew mark. And move it over more. There. I think that's about as good. Yeah, okay. There we go. So got that. I gotta wipe my hand off because I got glue on it. I don't want to get no dry glue on here and have it looking like crap. And that did go all the way over and it hit our ink mark. But over there, there's ink mark because it wasn't in the middle. See, I had to make sure it was in the middle. So this covered it, so we'll just ink that up. Glue this down. And we'll ink it up again after. Oh, I gotta do it now. So we gotta do it again, beautiful things. Just put some ink here and there. Ever. Just so it's showing a little bit. Try to put the green separate spot. I think we need brown because the brown was on the edges. Let me put some brown up here, I think. Some brushed corduroy. I'll just do that. There. Now, this is probably dry. It's drying, so I'm going to refresh the glue on here. I didn't do it fast enough, beautiful beings. And it's going the right way. This is going to go down here, and now it's not going to fit. Seriously? It's not going to fit now. I got to cut some off. And get glue all over my cutter. This is how we learn, beautiful beings. Right. So now does it fit? Yes. Just a little bit of the edge showing. And it's not going to affect that. So I'm probably going to have to cut down the other one too. Right, how far up is that? Get this even there. 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 Got it. Right. That side's done. On the inside anyway. Okay. Yes, nice and even. Now let's come over here and put this down. Oh, that one's going to have plenty of room. Or do I want that on the outside? Now I'm confused. I think these two go together. No. This one goes in the book. I don't even have to worry about that. So let's glue that down. I'm going to get that away from there. Oh, we got another spot down here. Just trying to keep it away from the sew. Get that out of there. There. Now we're going to glue this down. I don't want this to rip, so I'm going to set it down evenly, hopefully. I don't know how this is going to affect it. Move it in. There. Just make sure it's straight. This needs a little glue on that. Right there. I sewed it. Right, there we go. Let's see how straight this is. I think that's good. Right. Let's test it. I don't know why that side looks longer. Oh, probably because the other piece. Alright. Now, these two are the same. I just want to make sure I got the right piece. Alright. Maybe I shouldn't have sewed all the way down. So when you do yours, if you do it like this, just sew this part. Don't sew this. Okay? Don't sew the top. Just start here to there. Okay? I hope you understand what I'm saying. But this is how we learn. So I know next time not to sew the whole thing. Now we gotta glue this up. That way you can glue down the top and the bottom of it, beautiful beings, without gluing down in the middle of the sewing mark. At least on this side, the edge is showing somewhat. Where's this at? That's a little off. You can see it underneath, but at this point, I don't care. It looks nice. It looks nice, beautiful beings. I got glue on the table. This is our first, well, my first. One of you might have made one before, but my first experiment of doing it this way. Without sewing that middle part down. But it should be good. Oh, I just heard something. I heard something move, but it looks okay. See how that's coming up? Yeah, I'd just sew this part. Here, down to here, and not sew this part. That way you can glue those two pieces down. I don't think it will, so I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna do that. Well, I gotta get this glued down first. Oh, that moved. That did. How did that move? But that needs moved over. Yeah, that needs moved in. There we go. Alright. Good enough. But I'm gonna glue that down. Here, let me see if I can get some out of here. This needs filled. Alright, let's put some glue in here. Just for that piece and that piece. Alright, I got it in there. So I'm going to fold that in and glue that down. And I think that will help. Okay. I think I should have done the cover first. Maybe not. No, because that would have been underneath it. The spine, this would have been underneath that, and it would have been bulky. So it was the right thing to do the inside first. Oh my God, I've been going for 20 minutes, beautiful beings. Right. Alright, I'm going to let this dry, and then we're going to do the cover. Okay, beautiful beings, I just went ahead and glued the cover pages down on the front of the journal, or address book, birthday book, because it's going to be an address book, birthday book, an email book. Okay, I have this velvet burgundy, and I'm gonna glue it right there. Okay. Equal parts sticking out from here to there. Make sure it's straight. And then I did put tabs in too, all through it. I got glue on the table. Right. I want to make sure this is equal on both sides when I fold it. So let's see, it's not, so I'm going to move this in. I pull it over a little bit. Side. I don't think it's even at the top. There we go. And this side. Alright, it's pretty much even. I'm gonna open the book. Right, find the middle, and I'm gonna tuck this up here. That's one that had glue already on it. Then this one might need trimmed, it does. I made it just a little bit longer just in case. Just in case. And now that'll fit. So I'm going to add glue to that. And that'll help hold those pages down. The 13th page. I don't know why I keep grabbing my little one. And now help hold the 13th page down. I'm just going to put a little glue all the way across. That was more than a little. I'm going to tuck it around this. Make sure it's under pages, just like that. Okay, so that's what that looks like, wrapped right around, nice and tight and snug. Okay, I'm gonna wipe the extra glue so I can show you, because I don't want this page glue into it. But see, I put tabs. Here, let's look at the front and see how that looks first. Yeah, this will probably come around a little bit more. This section. There. It's nice. It's nice and tight, beautiful beings. Okay. Alright, let's open this up. Make sure the glue's not getting on the pages. I put tabs in it. Okay. I might as well stand up and show you. Huh? See that close up? Some of them. This one I put the brushed corduroy on. This color. And left that color. I just made new tabs. And then glued them on. Okay, that's all I did. And that one I just left plain because it matches paper. Over here, that one I colored green. See, and then the other side's plain. So one side's decorative and one side's plain. Then I mixed and matched through the journal. This one has 2 on it. I didn't realize I did that one twice. Okay. Green. That one's got decoration on it, just a little bit. So that's what the tabs look like. Okay. Alright, now what we're going to do, well, we probably should do the front first. I have a stamp from Tim Holtz. Alright, it's stamp anonymous, okay? Tim Holtz collection. And I'm going to use this one because this is the closest one to my favorite saying. And I'm going to ink it up with black ink. I'm going to ink this up. It's going to take me a while, so I'm going to fast forward because all I got is this little black one. I have to buy a new one. I need a big black one for my black. And my favorite saying is, you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. So think about what you want, not what you don't want. And it didn't work. I'm going to have to do it again. And I don't even know if I line it up. I should have done it on paper first. Should have done it on paper first, beautiful beings. Right. Okay, beautiful beings. I changed my mind. That's why I'm skipping this part. I did stamp it on a scrap piece of cardstock. Then I stamped it on a regular nice piece. But after I did this, I changed my mind because I got a new idea. I don't know what I'm thinking. While this is drying, we can have our pocket drying too. I have a pocket I made, okay, from the leftover cardstock. It's from one of these pages. I don't know which page it is, but it's left over from one of them. And I sewed around it. And then I made this little bookmark, okay, and I just used the same thread, green and burgundy, because it matches. So I can stick this wherever I want in the book, and I'm gluing this down right here. Oh, we gotta check this too, beautiful beings. I'm gonna check this out. You know what I should have done? I should have tried to stamp. I don't know if that's that ink. It's distress ink. I don't know if it would have worked. I have vellum. Vellum? I could have stamped it on vellum and put it there. Is that gonna fit? Yeah, it'll fit. Right, I want to make sure of that. But I could have done that. I mean, I could still do it. Let me still see if it'd work. Okay? I know I'm all over the place. But I'm going to go get a piece of vellum after we glue this. Okay? And we'll see if it works. Come on, glue. I'm not even going to deal with you. I'm not dealing with this glue. Really? I'm tired, beautiful beings. I've been working on this book for 2 days and everything seems to be going haywire on me. Alright, this kind of a lot of glue. So I'm going to wait for it to get tacky. Then glue it down because I made the hole so big in this. So I'm going to set that there. And I'm going to go get vellum. And I'll be right back. Okay, beautiful beings. I got these. Paper Studio. They're wraps. They're vellum. Okay, got them from Hobby Lobby. Alright, and I'm going to try to stamp it on there. Cut it out. And we're going to put, well, I'll just cut the regular. And we're going to glue it down. And we'll see how that looks. Okay? So I'm going to stamp it up again. I'm going to use the aged mahogany first. Just because it's wetter than the black. Again, I need new black ink. I'm just going to probably pressure it and hold it. Because I don't want it smearing. Uh-oh. Okay, it worked. Okay, it worked. I am so happy it worked. Now I'm going to put this in my cutter and cut that out. Okay, I'm going to wait for it to dry. It's really wet and I don't have a blow dryer. So I'll be back when it's dry. Okay, beautiful beings. I've taken up way too much of your time. And this book is finally done. I just glued that in. I glued it here. I glued it across the bottom. I glued it there and across there. I put a lace here. I put a lace there. I put some green lace here and I put some lace there. And where's my, and the pocket's nice and glued down. Okay, so I'm going to give you a close-up of everything. Here, I'll put this over here in case you want to see my bookmark that I just sewed 2 pieces of paper together. These were the scraps from the edge here. So I said, why not? Let's make a bookmark with it for the book. But I love this paper. I've been hoarding it for years. And I finally used it. Okay. I'm going to show you how it closes. And then I'm going to show you a close-up of this. And I did do another one because I was using Ranger. Doesn't matter what color I show you. I was using Ranger's Distress Oxide. Okay, and Ranger Distressed Ink Black Suit. And it took forever to dry. Beautiful things. It really did. I did it on this too. And as you can see, I put the darker one there. But I used Dewdrop Fast Drying Pigment Ink. Brilliance. Pearlescent Chocolate. Okay, that's chocolate. And this is the Aged Mahogany mixed with black. Okay. But this took a while to dry, but not as long as this did. So I'm just letting you know, I had to put them both in front of the heater, and this one dried faster, even though I did that one first. Okay. Here's a close-up. I think it looks cute, and I already stamped it down here, so I couldn't move it up. That's another mistake I made. I should have had stamped it up here and then put, but I didn't. But at least you've seen all the mistakes, so now you know what not to do. And if I ever make another one, which I probably won't unless I get paid to do it, or I sell one, I'm not making another one. But I kind of want to, but I want to make it bigger than this. I really do. Okay, so there's a close-up of that, and I think it turned out very beautiful. And the next one, if I make one, I think I'm gonna make it with fabric. And then this will be the only cardstock. All the rest will be fabric, and then I'll put like different fabrics on the tags, or on the tabs. Sorry, I'm tired. On the tabs. That way, I think that would look really cute too. But yeah, this is going to be really cute. I should put something up here too. I didn't even think of the front because I was too worried about the inside. And in the back, I could put something here too. Crossed here, a piece of lace, the green or the white. That would look pretty. So I'll probably do that too. But I've taken up enough of your time. So I'm going to let you go. And it's not intimidating. You just make mistakes and learn from them. I hope you give it a go, because I had lots of fun doing this until I got to the second or third day. I don't even know how many days I got into this book. Okay, beautiful beings. But here it is, slightly open. I just love it. I think it's beautiful. Okay, beautiful beings. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful everything.